Welcome to the Monday morning recap, everyone. 5:30 Eastern. Right on time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy.
Right on time. Mm-hmm. Boy, we've really done it. And if you're out there betting at home, go to mybookie.com. Best in the action. Best games, best odds, best golfing odds we've ever had. And football season's around the bend. Bet on anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros will get you all the way up to $1,000 and double that deposit. Up to $1,000. You put $1,000 in, you'll wake up with $2,000 in your accounts. I wish I would have put all of my money on Paddy the Baddy this weekend. My God, that guy's fucking fun. You never talk about this guy. Where did he come from, Delco?
He's from Liverpool.
Okay.
Him and Molly.
Yeah, Molly the Meatball?
Molly the Meatball McCann, yeah.
I'm not sure the odds were very good for him, though.
No, he wasn't that big of a favorite. Molly was. Molly was like minus 450 or something.
He was minus 250.
He was minus 230,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, so you parlayed both. It was less than even odds, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
But Drake did, right?
Drake did. I think he did put like $2 million on both.
Okay.
For the parlay, and I think he got paid out. Going to buy him Rolexes.
You should. Yeah. Let's face it, you should. But explain their backstory to me because it's super interesting. I didn't understand the Barstool connection whatsoever. Watched the fights live because it had come on early, and even my wife was into it, which she will only come out for the superstars like Conor McGregor and everybody else, and she was like, who the fuck is this guy? Let's watch this before we leave.
Yeah, Giorgio, he came from Cage Warriors, I believe, right?
Cage Warriors champion, 145. Had trouble making the weight for a little while. Was always known for dynamic finishes. He's really known for that flying triangle off the cage in Cage Warriors, where he's wearing those orange spandex that kind of got sent around everywhere. I feel like you faded him a little bit before his UFC debut.
No. So, all right.
Oh, boy.
Paddy,
yeah,
he's a superstar. Like
yes.
His personality, everything, him on the mic, he's great.
Yep.
He's cool. He's awesome. However, skill set, still not a top 15 guy. I still don't think he should fight anybody in the top 15 yet. I think they need to slow roll him because he's not ready. He's still young. Mm-hmm. He's clearly getting better in every fight. But like if he fights somebody legit, like it's not a good day for him.
Okay, so let me compare him to Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison.
Because he's not, this last fight, it was a guy who was, I believe, ranked number 9. That would have been his highest fighter yet. Isn't it
Pedro
smart?
Munoz, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it smart to kind of slow roll these guys, especially with the big personalities? Because let's face it, with Sugar Sean and the big knockouts and everything else, and Paddy, it builds up the hype for a sport that needs big personalities. Mm-hmm. These guys have big personalities and now massive followings.
Although I guess fucking Sugar Sean must have pissed off Dana because he's getting fed to Peter Yan.
Yeah, but maybe he asked for it.
He's going to get destroyed.
I think so as well. But at some point, how many fights has he had? He's got to go against the best, right?
Eventually, I guess. But yeah, no, Peter
Well, he
Yan.
finally popped into the top 15 after his last win.
He didn't win.
Yeah, he poked a dude
Poked
in the
a guy
eye.
in the eye. Yeah.
No.
It was a no contest.
After his actual last win, not after his last fight or after his last.
Yeah, was he in the top 15 after the one before the eye poke?
He was in the top 15 after the one when he broke his leg, right? The fight before that?
No, against Chito Vera?
It was the fight after that. So the fight after that he won, he made it in the top 15 for the first time.
No, when he beat the tomato can from Boston, he was still not in the top 15. He did.
So fighting a regional fighter and poking a dude in the eye gets you Peter Yan?
Yeah, Peter Yan is going to destroy this dude.
But let's be honest. I couldn't pick out Peter Yan if he walked in here right now, and he was the only guy in here.
It's like the most Russian-looking motherfucker there is, like, in the room.
You just described half of UFC. So, like, that's kind of what it is. Same with the Dagestani guys. They all look the same.
Yeah,
it looks like different versions of evolution. Like, there's small guys, and then there's one growing up, and you're like, all right. Then the end game for that is usually Vitaly Klitschko. That's what you look like in the end of that evolution game. So with him walking in, I wouldn't know who it is. However, I'm going to tune into that fight because it's Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, well, you're going to tune in for Paddy because, dude has it. Clearly has it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, the arena, biggest pop of the night. Goosebumps almost, the way the phones were all, like, lit up. And
It was incredible.
you had, like, the soccer hooligan chants.
It was loud as shit.
It was really cool.
Yeah. It was really fucking cool. So why not slow roll this guy up until the point to where you can't? I'm not sure with Sugar Sean that you can do it anymore.
Yeah.
People want to see him fight somebody, and I'm sure he wants to as well. I mean, he certainly asked for it. Now, whether or not that's a lie or not is up to you guys.
Somebody, and then arguably before his last fight, one of the most destructive men in the UFC are kind of two different things, though. Like before Piotr lost this, people were talking about him as the pound for pound GOAT, like over Volkanovski.
No.
Yeah, that came out of your mouth. Dan.
No,
Look
it
at you
didn't.
smiling right now.
It didn't. It never came out of my mouth. Usman should be one, right? It's Volkan, Usman, 1-2.
Talking about pound for pound?
Yeah.
Pound for pound, yeah. Like, I don't think Jan was ever in the conversation.
I think
but I will
he
say, I did not think Sterling had a chance against him.
Well, this is a high risk, high reward situation for O'Malley, but it's like the high risk part is that you lose this fight. If he gets really beat up by Jan, Dana's not going to spend a whole lot more time marketing him.
Well, none of that, but the audience also
You can
loses
take L's.
interest.
You're allowed to take L's.
That's fine. I'm saying if he just gets absolutely fucking dominated and it's clear he doesn't belong in the ring with that dude, that's going to be a problem.
Yes.
So what Jan does, too, he kind of takes the first round where he doesn't really throw a whole lot. He kind of just evaluates you. So if Sugar Sean just comes out the first 5 minutes and just throws everything he has, I think that's his only chance. Because Jan's going to kind of like be a robot, like a cyborg, just trying to break down what you got. Like kind of like how I think Floyd does it a lot, where he just kind of reads what you do in the first, second round, and then he adapts.
Yeah, he doesn't start fighting till the third.
But this will be a 3-round fight, and as long as maybe he can catch Jan in the first round, that's his only chance.
Can he actually punch hard enough? Because that guy in Boston, from Boston, he just never moved.
Well, that guy had an iron head.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone expected that, though.
But this guy, look at this Russian guy. They're all born with iron heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of it, dude.
Yeah. And he hits hard. He hits real hard.
Yeah.
Jan he makes everything hurt.
So when is that fight going to happen?
That's 280, I think. So in a month,
Whew, that'll be fun at least.
month and a half.
That'll bring people out. I mean, that'll be a fucking blast.
It's October 22nd.
Okay.
Oh, it's in October?
Yeah,
Oh, damn.
it's also
Older.
in Dubai.
It's in Dubai?
Yeah, that's right.
Why?
That's right.
It's Oliveira Makachev. I don't know how you say his name.
Islam.
Makachev.
Yeah. I don't.
Why would you put that card in Dubai? Because that's
They
just
have to.
usually
Because his
on in
name
the
is
morning.
Islam.
No. So they have a deal with Dubai where they have to have like 2 title fights. They have a certain amount of like big names for their Dubai events because they pay a lot of money for
So
it.
right now on that
Got it.
card, you've got Charles Oliveira versus Islam for the lightweight title.
Which that might be like
That's an
awesome fight.
That's a great
Yeah.
fight. It's a great fight.
You got Bilal Muhammad versus Sean Brady.
That's
First of
awesome.
all, Bilal not really getting the respect he deserves. Sean Brady, an animal. Dan's favorite.
Sean Brady's he's a dude.
You got Piotr versus Sean O'Malley, and then you also got Benil Darush versus Gamrot, which Gamrot probably one of the more slept-on guys in the division.
They're just trying to eliminate all the wrestlers.
Yeah,
They're like,
really.
you guys got to fight each other. You got to knock each other off.
There we go. That's what should happen. That's what should
So O'Malley has got a 5-inch reach advantage.
He has
He's
a
a
reach
tall
advantage
guy.
against everybody.
Sure, of course, but 5 inches is quite a bit.
5'11" at 135 is
That's not what
that
your
is
girlfriend
not
said.
what you usually are.
No, that's fucking crazy.
Do you think he should move up? Like take some time and put on some
no.
mass and move up?
Oh no,
Because grappling's not really a strong point in the first place.
no, he's right where he belongs.
Yeah, having that super height and that reach and to be able to dictate pace, plus being so explosive and like unpredictable is really what's good for him. He's got to frustrate guys, which he could frustrate Jan. Like Jan's never fought anyone this tall before, besides Sanhagen. So yeah,
Well, we saw it with what's the name? What's that dude's name? I can't remember from this. The 35-year-old black dude from this weekend.
What pound? Like what weight class? What are you talking about?
He was on the main card. I can't remember his name.
Blades?
Curtis Blades?
No, not the guy that got hurt. The guy who actually fought. The guy that he fought
Oh,
against.
Curtis?
no,
Yeah, Curtis.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chris Blades.
No.
No.
Lee,
Chris Curtis.
Chris Curtis. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so he basically, this guy,
Versus the Joker.
his opponent danced around the ring the whole time, used push kicks and fucking.
Smart fight.
So
No,
yeah, that's
I'm not.
the big one.
Can I finish my fucking sentence? God damn it. So he did to Curtis what if O'Malley's able to do to Jan, then it's a different fight than what you guys are describing.
yeah,
Right.
but Jan cuts the ring in half. He pushes.
That's the
pace.
thing. So
Yeah.
this dude chased him this way instead of chasing him this way, right?
It was a dumb fight.
Yeah, like he's fucking whining at the end of the fight, like, "Oh, you're gonna fight
He
me?"
was flipping
like
birds
flipping
to
him
him and
off. Yeah,
stuff.
like, dude, It's really easy. You cut him off.
I know. Jack Hermanson's like the nicest guy, too.
Well, he did tell him to go fuck himself at the end, but that was solely because he flipped him off.
And, I mean, Curtis trains with Sean Strickland, too. So, I mean, that probably rubs off on him.
He probably does really well against Sean in the gym as well. I bet Curtis gives Sean fits in the gym, and then seeing Sean beat.
He's a boxer, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any chance O'Malley can win this fight?
No. No. No.
I don't know. It's fun, and I want to see it. But at least to O'Malley, he's fucking amped about it more importantly. He says, obviously, I haven't gotten to prove I belong at the top. That Pedro fight didn't really end the way I wanted it to.
He was losing that fight.
But I think I proved I can hang with the top 10 guys. Jumping to the number 1 guy, this is a huge test, and I believe I will rise to the occasion. And
I think
he seems amped about it.
Paddy's still young, right? But he seems a lot more positive. He's a very energetic dude, but he's a lot more positive than a lot of these dudes that are trying to build brands for themselves you see coming up now. Right?
Oh, yeah. Paddy's seems great. I mean, he had a whole speech at the end about like his friend and everything.
The suicide thing. That's what I was going to say before. When you hand guys the mic, typically what they're saying is something negative about the next person they want to fight, right?
or just like complete nonsense.
Yeah.
He's intelligent. Like he has a
yeah.
A
well, the first thing he said was about the kid that they were Molly was wearing the kid's face on her shirt, but apparently I don't know how they even know the person, but the kid got a very rapidly developing cancer and died. So that's the first thing he did. That was the black armband that he's wearing, and then he immediately goes into what he's talking about. That my buddy. I found out Friday, right before weigh-ins, that my buddy killed himself. Yeah. And, just went on that speech about don't let trying to be a tough guy turn you into a pussy, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to ask for
Story
fucking
sounds
help.
too good to be true. I need receipts. I need no bit. Story sounds too good to be true.
Which,
What do you think, he's not going to be at the funeral
he's
on
probably,
Wednesday like
he's
he
probably
said?
strangling cats in the fucking middle of the night or something. Yeah. It seems a little too... But now you could tell he's a super genuine dude. Mm-hmm. Like, there's this old saying, smart people talk about ideas and dumb people talk about people. So whenever he gets the opportunity to speak, he's talking about how he wants to be successful, and he talks about things that are important to him, not other people. That's a good sign for a champion.
He's young.
The fact that he doesn't feel the need to lash out at people and talk shit about potential opponents means he's very confident, and that you can't teach that shit.
I will say though,
27.
His weight fluctuation though is a problem.
Okay.
Because what
does he walk around at, and what does he fight at?
He gets fat as fuck. You saw how cut he was.
Yeah.
He drops that weight in 3 weeks, but that's not
going to last forever.
Yeah.
No.
After next year when he turns 28, that shit's going down.
There was a boxer named Ricky Hatton that used to do the exact same thing, and they used to call him Ricky Fatten when he wasn't fighting for that exact reason. And then finally it caught up to him.
Giorgio, if you could pull up a photo of Fat Paddy, please.
I mean,
is there a picture?
All the time. I mean, there's a million.
So he just transforms as either Paddy the Fatty or Paddy the Baddy.
Or just shredded. Yeah.
He gets real shredded too.
I mean, it's like
he was shredded Saturday.
He seems like the kind of guy that if somebody says, hey, you need to start taking this seriously, he would start taking this seriously, right?
Well, now's that time. I mean,
he does take it seriously. He just he thinks there's a good balance between work life, and he likes to enjoy having his time off, and he just eats whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
It's almost Embiid-esque.
What's his holy shit, that looks like Ed Sheeran.
Good
that's
Lord.
Really fucking funny. Wow. I mean, that looks like a totally different person. Holy
Same
shit.
hair, but yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that guy's talking shit to you at a pub, and you're like, I can handle, on the left. I mean,
I know.
And you're like,
Nice.
I can handle this fucking clown.
Fucking pumpkin pie haircut freak. Get out of here.
Then you just get your throat ripped out.
Yeah.
Wow. By the way, O'Malley says, look, if I beat Jan, I definitely deserve a shot at the title.
Sure, not going to happen.
But if he does he get the shot at the title?
Sure, because they'll fast track him. If he beats Jan, there's no reason for him to fight anyone else except the winner of Sterling and
Yeah, I mean, if you beat the number one
Dillashaw.
contender, you get a shot at the title. But I found this picture to be better. Clearly
That's
it's
not him.
photoshopped.
No, that is
Oh,
that's
is that really?
real. Yeah.
No
It's-
way.
Yeah,
it's slightly photoshopped.
I fucking hope so.
Just him and Molly.
so.
He looks
Holy
like the
shit.
monk from Princess Bride.
Yeah.
The fucking albino in the torture chamber.
Wow. That's amazing if that's really him. Holy shit.
I don't like. He does kind of look like a fucking friar, doesn't he?
Yeah, like a Friar Tuck, dude.
Proper Padres
He
fan.
gets all tucked up, man. That's fucking hilarious. Both of them are a blast.
Molly's awesome, too.
Molly as well. So what's in real life? Is she a great fighter that could be champion one day?
I think she's further along in her division than Paddy. Paddy's just, unfortunately, in the best division in UFC and in fighting. 155 is just full of monsters.
And he's a few years behind. Like, if you really watch his skills, like, he's fun and it's cool and it's exciting. But then you watch the top guys in the division, like, what they're doing. Like, go watch Charles for a little bit and you're like, oh, it's different. Like,
or like Taporia or something.
Yeah,
like
it's too clean. It's too down the pocket. The grappling's there. There's no breaks in concentration. Like, there's levels.
I will say this. For a guy that cuts weight that rapidly, his level of energy is unexpected.
Yeah.
Frankly, I don't know how. We've seen, even though he's still young, he's still 27. We've seen people do drastic weight cuts like that. Like Dillashaw did it before, the time that he wasn't on drugs.
Not on EPO.
Yeah. And it fucking, you saw him, man. He was like 40 seconds into the match, he was done.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't even that aggressive of a match yet. This dude cuts that weight that fast, and he comes out and doesn't take a single second off ever. He's always pushing forward. It's pretty impressive. Like, he's clearly an extremely good athlete.
He's well-rounded. It's
a blast to watch.
He has no defense. Like, he's going to get caught.
Well, he's got the physical tools to have a good takedown defense. That'll be pretty.
Oh, no, he just, like, he puts his hands down and he just gets... I mean, he takes shots to the face too many times, yeah.
But did
catch up to
Barstool find these guys and pay these guys? What was the original story with Barstool? Because once he jumped over, or Molly jumped over into Dave Portnoy's arms, I was like, all right, does he have money in the UFC?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Portnoy was just wearing one of the wigs. When he was fighting.
So they have a sponsorship deal with Barstool. But this was like, Paddy's kind of been a big deal since his first UFC fight.
Right, and he was bought by, what, $1 million was the contract for Barstool?
Barstool, yeah.
And
honestly,
then so is Molly, right?
Yeah, their connection to Barstool actually makes me like them less.
Why?
It's just...
You need promotion. Otherwise, nobody knows who these people are.
No, Paddy was still
but Barstool hyped on because they were already like a name and they were already like an identity. And Barstool was like, I want to sign you and like have you guys represent us. Like, they didn't need Barstool to put them on. By
sure,
any
but
means.
like it's a mutually beneficial situation for sure.
And he made more money off of Barstool than he would off of
the fight.
10 of his fights. Yes,
Yeah.
And Molly's gotten bigger because of Barstool, I would argue, because she's kind of middle of the road.
It's harder to break through as a female, probably, but yeah, she's
back-to-back spinning elbow knockouts.
Yeah.
I'll say this about her: a violent fighter, which is not something that you see. Like, you see one element of somebody's fight game in the female side that's violent, typically. Like Holly Holm, the kicks to the head are super violent. Everything this woman does is fucking violent as fuck. Every move she makes,
And just like a big-time shit talker.
Yeah.
She's fun.
Look, you need personalities. They were fun. It was a great card up until the Blades shit happened.
Yeah, that was unfortunate because that was going to be a good fight.
It was.
You could tell.
Yeah,
like,
it was
even the 15
fight.
seconds that we got was just like, oh, that was
it was going to be a war.
Yeah.
Somebody was getting knocked out by the end of the first round.
I think 10 seconds into that fight, I looked over. Georgia was at my place watching. I looked over. I'm like, this is going to end violently, one way or the other.
And
I
then
don't know
5
how it's
seconds
going to
later,
end, but
Aspinall
it's going to
takes a step back.
That sucks.
What was his MCL?
Yeah, MCL.
Yeah.
This is 2 in a row, by the way. 2 fight nights in a row where the main event there was an injury.
Yep.
At least we got something out of the fucking.
Oh, it was a great
Rodriguez
card.
fight.
You could have put Paddy on as the main event. I would have been fine with that. Just with everything that was going on in the arena.
Oh, and I mean, a total buzzkill having the Hermanson fight as the co-main.
Well, that's supposed to be Darren Till.
Right.
Not Chris
I get
Curtis.
that.
And that would have been a completely different. Like,
Reshuffle the card,
you have
though.
Paddy come out and then Darren Till, the O2 just explodes. Darren Till's the biggest UK fighter outside of Michael Bisping, by the way.
But I think
for fans.
Chris Curtis answered his own question. Like, he's like, I've been beating people that they said I couldn't beat for a long time, and I've never gotten a shot. Winning fights is one thing, but demonstrating that you're a fucking professional fighter is a whole other thing. Like, this was his big opportunity here.
Yeah.
And he chose to complain about the other guy's strategy instead of fighting him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to figure out a way, bro.
And Dana doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't care. Of course, he shouldn't though. He can't. It's got to be a meritocracy in that regard.
Yeah.
So if you have to start on the other, like back all the way up to the other side of the ring and then sprint at the dude so he can't get away from you, you got to figure it out. It's your one shot to fight, man.
It is.
Different styles too. And I will say, Giorgio, I think I've done a full 180 on Paul Craig. He lost the fight, but God damn it, I love Paul Craig now. Just trying to like
you with Paul Craig is me with Derek Lewis.
Yeah, probably. He's like, he's going to try to get you down with the jiu-jitsu. He's going to try to like triangle choke you, and that's all he's got.
Literally it.
Maybe get you with like a fucking heel hook or something. But
he was trying that whole time. He pulled guard almost the whole time. He would shoot and then fall backwards. And then Dan quoted Bisping. He was like, I don't think letting someone full mount you is probably a good plan.
Yeah, that's not a great game plan.
No.
But that's all he's got.
It's also kind of weird that he comes out in Braveheart face paint, but then tries to trap you into his guard the whole time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And he's a monster.
He is a giant human being that's cut as fuck.
Right.
And he's actually
giant, like warrior beard,
yeah.
and like
I'm told he's has pretty good kickboxing as well.
Yeah.
Why did he not fucking even try to employ
Not
it?
really. He is one of the best grapplers in the world, but that's all he's really got, which is fun because like having somebody that can only do one thing is almost, it's not great for like an entire card, but like, so mix it in there.
Well, it's the original point of UFC.
Yeah.
Is to pit the different styles against each other to see who will win.
It's UFC 1, UFC 2, where you just have like
Dan
the
Severn
Gracie
versus fucking Hoist Gracie. Yeah. Madness.
Last question about this regarding Paddy. What weight is he at right now?
155.
155.
Yeah.
Any possibility
No.
that he would fight Conor?
No.
2 years. If Connor's still
That
around.
would be fun.
I don't think
though.
Conor's in the UFC in 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think he's relevant. We just missed it. It would have been a great fight. On paper, it sounds amazing. The UK versus the Ireland guy.
Well, that's
But
all.
what if
that's
what
both
if
UK.
what if they were going now, right? And let's say Paddy wins. It's a win-win for the UFC. You still have your superstar.
Can Conor get to 155 right now, considering all the mass? he's
Yeah,
put
that's
on?
a great
He
question.
can still make 55. Connor's too big for Paddy. Honestly, I think Conor beats Paddy.
Conor would
time.
beat Paddy at this
even
point.
as bad as Conor is at this point. Yeah, no.
Paddy's more well-rounded, but he's not like he doesn't have one thing that's as good as Conor's
But his
boxing.
and his fatal flaw is to drop his hands when he's doing stuff, which
Yeah.
you can't do against
Conor
Conor
would drop
McGregor.
him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he would left hand.
Yeah, I think
in
you
the
go
face.
back to the Conor well one more time. You try to put a fresh coat of paint on him, get him a win or two, get him in another title fight, sell a bunch of pay-per-views, and then let him.
And Conor's going to fight Nate outside of the UFC.
You think?
So the third fight will be
Boxing.
Maybe it could be boxing, could be UFC, but it'll be their own thing for the third fight, so they don't have to split the revenue with
Street beefs.
Dana.
Well, Nate has got one fight left in his contract,
Yep.
and he's done.
Chimaev, and he's out.
So he's out. And then if Conor loses, you could be out and then take that fight and make all the money.
Any chance fucking Nate Diaz beats
No.
Chimaev?
No, not one.
10 days before he fought Conor McGregor, you would have answered the same. Tell me why it's different
way
now.
different.
Explain to me why it's different.
I think he's old and over the hill, and this is it for him.
Maybe.
I watched that last fight. I think you guys were at it. Weren't you at the Nate Diaz fight?
Nate Diaz against Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
Where he was getting worked for 4.5 rounds, and then he caught Leon with one shot.
With 30
and everyone
seconds
was
left.
like, oh.
Yeah. But it was 30
doesn't-
seconds left.
But that's all he has to do, right? Like,
Yeah.
as long as he survives the fight and he gets maybe like a shot or two in, it's like, oh, dude, Nate could have won that fight. No.
Because he's covered in blood.
Yeah.
Every fight he's covered in blood, and you hope for it. But
But don't you think there's something to Diaz where he fights up or down to the level of competition sometimes?
It's a style thing.
not-
So he him against Conor is a style play for where Nate obviously has a much better ground game. He can choke the fuck out of Conor. Conor is kind of a one-trick pony. Chimaev is, he's got every skill.
yeah, I agree.
And he's a monster.
I agree. I think he wins pretty easily in that fight. But I would still like to see Paddy versus Conor. That would be a nice passing of the torch.
This is Conor versus Nate Diaz. Look at the size of the individuals. Conor this size, Nate Diaz this size. Now look how big Hamzat Chimaev is standing
Good
next
Lord.
to Jack Hermanson.
Jesus Christ.
Chimaev is
He's a giant.
he's a dude.
How much does he weigh?
Probably 200-something pounds in that picture.
Yeah, he rotates. He goes from 170 or 185 to mostly 170. He fights at.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, it'd be fun. Obviously, we have a sponsor that puts this show on the air. That is MyBookie.com. Do you love sports? How about making money? If you answered yes to either of those questions, then MyBookie.com is the place for you. Not only does betting with MyBookie.com make every game more exciting, but when you sign up using promo code Drinkin Bros, your first deposit is instantly doubled up to $1,000. With thousands of bets to make in all your favorite sports, there's no shortage of ways for you to win at MyBookie.com. On top of having amazing lines in sports, MyBookie.com is also home to several exclusive contests and promotions that you can't find anywhere else. Get off the couch and get into the game today with MyBookie.com. and turn your love of sports into your new side hustle. Head to mybookie.com today. Use promo code DrinkinBros to get your first deposit instantly doubled up to $1,000 and start winning today. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with mybookie.com. Bob, the odds on Kevin Durant going to the Celtics rose on mybookie.com. Does that deal get done, and have you heard about it?
I mean, he doesn't. I read about it today. He doesn't want to be a fucking net anymore. He doesn't know what the fuck he wants. I'm like, as much as people talk shit on LeBron James for, this and that, switching teams, super teams, or whatever, I find what he does at this point like infinitely more palatable than Kevin Durant.
I hate to agree with you here on Kevin Durant, but I have to. I'm the same. Where I'm tired of his bullshit.
I can't listen to him want to switch teams every fucking 2 years, where he just gets like mildly unhappy.
It's like he's playing a video game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is fine, but the reality of the situation is that KD is more like Scottie Pippen than Michael Jordan, right? I don't mean that as an insult. It's the reason he's only ever won with the Warriors. And again, not an insult. Pip's one of the best players of all time. He's like one of the best, 25 players ever, in my opinion. But he might win one with Boston if he went there, but he'll never be part of a dynasty that doesn't have
another guy,
the kind of person that Michael Jordan is, and that Steph Curry and Clay and Draymond, despite their talent level, right? It's not just talent that wins NBA championships. You can put together a really good team and win one, but to win multiple championships back-to-back, you need one or more extreme-level leaders. Now, you can have too much of it, I think, where if you have too much of what KD lacks, you get Shaq and Kobe, right? They were able to keep it together for 3 titles, but having 2 of those fucking alphas on one team, obviously there's going to be personality issues and you got to split up. Like if Shaq and Kobe had stayed together in LA, they would have won 6 or 7 championships over the course of 10 years.
Yeah.
Nobody was even close. And the ones that they didn't win,
they only lost 1. They're 3-1.
Yeah, the ones that they wouldn't have won would have been San Antonio winning because they were too tired to play.
Yeah,
like because of too many fucking postseason forays. That's why I think Curry is eventually going to go down as one of the top 5 or 10 players of all time, because
it's just hard to kind of gauge that.
For sure.
He's a shooter, so it's like,
for sure, but
like one-on-one, he's not beating anyone.
He doesn't need to. That's not the game. It's a 5-on-5 game, right? So I think he will go down as one of the best, top 5 best players of all time, because when it was time for him to be that dude, he was able to, and it was time to defer, he was able to do that as well. And I don't know that we've seen another player in the entire history of the NBA be able to do that specifically, to be the best player on your team and let somebody else play better than you because it's better for the team. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that.
But don't you think he fits here? I think this is an actual perfect fit on the Celtics.
No.
I don't want that.
I think
because there's no adult to tell him to shut the fuck up.
The reason Boston lost isn't because the Warriors had a better roster. The reason Boston lost is because there's a single leader on that entire team, right?
But during that Warriors run, when Durant was there, he was that fucking dude in that finals.
He was the best player on the team, but he wasn't the leader of the team.
No, but he was dropping 40.
That's fine. He can do that on individual nights sometimes, and he may even have an entire good series. And he may even have an entire good season. But to lock down title after title after title, whatever it is that makes somebody able to do that, Kevin Durant doesn't have it. And nobody on the Celtics does either. You can tell pretty clearly that that's not a thing there.
I think Jason Tatum is pretty goddamn good.
No, he's a great basketball player, but he is not a leader.
I think he could develop it. I mean, all the dudes on the Celtics, I think one of them can, but they're all crazy young.
Yeah.
Like they're like Tatum
except for Marcus Smart, who is the only real leader currently on that team.
Yeah,
but he's got that dog in him.
You can't if. Like, the Warriors wouldn't have succeeded if the only leader was Draymond.
Correct.
Like, you need someone who, and no offense to Draymond Green, he's probably a Hall of Famer or close to it.
He's going to end up winning fucking 6 titles, so he's
very
going
easy in the Hall of Fame. So.
Fair enough. But Marcus Smart is, like, Draymond Green doesn't have the skill level to talk all the shit that he talks to his own team. Like, you need an alpha who is also, like, a top 10 player in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly, I would say.
Or
that's
you just
correct.
need to like each other.
Yeah.
Nobody in the NBA except maybe two teams like each other, right? It's the Warriors like each other and the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies genuinely seem to have like a core that actually enjoys spending time with one another. The rest of the NBA is just kind of like
You don't think the Celtics hang out in real life, those guys?
Brown and
Tatum?
But Brown's not going to be there. They're going to trade Brown for KD. Brown and probably some other pieces for KD.
Correct. If this deal actually goes through, I heard they won a bunch of first-round picks with this, which...
Whatever. Basketball picks are fucking useless.
Yeah, I would do
especially
it
for the Celtics, who are going to be at the top end of the East forever.
Yeah.
Giving them draft picks is like giving them nothing.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like giving them like an 8th or 9th man on their bench.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It fucking.
But
This
if it's
team
not
is
a top
super
5 pick,
close.
I think if KD goes to the Celtics, I think they have a decent chance of winning the East again next year. Probably are going to get smoked by the Warriors in the finals. Probably worse.
I don't think the Warriors
year.
make the finals next year.
They're definitely making the finals. Probably worse than this year. And then the year in 24, I think the Celtics have a really good shot of winning one title, and that would be the end of it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like the Warriors. Wiseman is coming back. He looks great. Have you seen his workouts?
Sure.
He looks fucking great.
You know who looked good in workouts? Ben Simmons.
Wow.
But Wiseman's actually looked good in games before.
Yeah,
Let's not disrespect Simmons. Simmons was he's an all-star.
for defense. I mean, he's
a all defensive player, but yeah, he's also an all-star, and he's
I just hate that guy.
no, he's not a likable person.
No,
But the Warriors lost Otto Porter and somebody else. Who am I thinking of? Gary Payton Jr. And they're replacing them with Jonathan Kuminga, who is one of the best young players in the NBA.
Yeah,
right.
He's fun to watch.
He doesn't even get fucking time on the court because that's how good that team
Wiseman's
is.
back.
And Wiseman, who is probably like the third or fourth best young center that's available right now.
Yeah.
But that's a lot to bring onto your team without spending any more money than you were going to already.
I think we got a little fool's gold with Swaggy Poole.
I don't think so. I like that.
Jordan Poole's a good six-man, but he's what's his name? Fuck, hold on.
Once he starts to feel himself, that's a problem.
But when you have two guys that are in the gym that shoot 5,000 shots a day, and you're around it, and if you just can replicate it, you're good enough. You're going to be good enough.
However, he also has the ego to think he might be the best shooter on the team.
Well,
and he just starts firing.
And that's fine. We'll see what happens. But if he's coming in off the bench, and those two guys can kind of sit, I think the Warriors have one more title in them for sure.
Nah,
I do.
I think
Who else is in the West?
The West is loaded.
But who's in it? Lakers are terrible. They didn't make any moves this offseason.
I mean, both LA teams are going
unless they get Kyrie. Unless they get Kyrie, and we don't know where he's going to go.
Kyrie said he wants to stay in New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Now that
Brooklyn.
Kevin Durant's leaving, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Now he can be the only fucking star.
Yeah.
That's what he really wants.
I think the Grizzlies are going to progressively get better.
They're a couple of pieces away.
But that's still a couple of years down the road, I think.
The
Suns will still be a mix.
Suns have to figure out a way to replace the leadership of CP3. Not necessarily his gameplay, you can replace that, but the leadership element. I don't know where that comes from, but
he's old.
The Nuggets.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
So
if the Nuggets ever get fucking healthy,
I was just going to say that.
a big
That is
if.
the wild card because
It's been
they're never
years in a
healthy.
row.
Yes,
Like
4 years in a
literally
row.
4 years in a row.
Obviously, the Jazz are a non-factor now.
they
None.
are complete. Yeah.
Well, they're
They-
blowing things up.
They may not even fucking keep Mitchell there now.
Well, Mitchell, they're trying to trade Mitchell.
Yeah.
They want 7 picks for Mitchell.
Yeah, because Danny Ainge is a dickhead.
That's the dumbest thing. Nobody's going to give 7 first-round picks.
Yeah, but he's going to ask.
Yeah, why not?
That's what he does.
Yeah.
Like, he just throws. He knows that like he can just throw it out there because you're going to come back with a different offer. It's not going to be as good, but it's going to be.
If I was a
better than
top
you would've, like,
third Eastern
given out.
Conference team, I would
The Miami Heat.
I would make that trade
In a
right
fucking
now.
second.
Same, Miami
But you
Heat.
can't.
He's supposed to go to
because-
the Knicks, right?
Yeah, maybe. But that's just going to be another team with a bunch of no leaders. On it.
Yeah,
I mean, like, it'll be
you can't win on that
That'll
team.
be a
I
really
think Mitchell's
athletic
a
team.
pretty good leader.
Well, we'll see. He
see.
hasn't.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Mitchell is the type of dude that
He was
like,
not the problem in Utah.
No,
No,
he
it's
wasn't.
Gobert.
Yeah, I mean, Mitchell's the type of dude like he's almost like Dame Lillard, like he's just quiet and hardworking and hits obscene shots.
but
you know what I mean?
so Pip, when you watched The Last Dance, I imagine.
I have not actually ever watched it.
You're kidding.
Why
It was
are
like
you,
the only
Bob,
thing
what the
on during
fuck,
COVID.
dude?
why
What
are
did
you
you
even
do
sitting
during
at this
COVID?
table?
Because I honestly don't give much of a fuck about Michael Jordan.
It's really good. It's not
That's
just about
wild, dude.
it's
That's
not just about Michael Jordan, but Pippen said
About being a winner.
in one of the
Ross, do you mind if I leave now? Like
I feel like leaving
We're all
right
gonna
now.
kill
That's
ourselves
nuts,
after the
dude.
fucking show.
That's like saying you didn't watch fucking Carol Baskin during
Not only am I
COVID.
from Chapel Hill, North Carolina,
Yeah.
you understand you're selling
We
that
like
too?
had no other option. There's nothing else
there
on
was,
TV.
There was Tiger King and the Last Dance. That was it for
I
all of
didn't-
COVID.
I didn't watch Tiger King either.
But Pippen, anyways, the point of that is Pippen was like, I'm glad Michael was there because I don't have that in me to go around correcting and yelling at people all the
Yeah.
time. Like I needed him there. If Mitchell's not that guy, then you need another fucking top player on your team that does that, like you said before, right?
And by the way, you know who else was like that? Like not like or like Pippen, not like Michael Jordan or whatever. They talked about it all the time. They've talked about it multiple times. Is Tim Duncan?
Yeah.
They had to bring like bench players, like sixth men on who were like gritty assholes who will yell at people because
Yeah.
Duncan just wouldn't do it.
You know what I'm excited
I mean,
for?
having Bowen on your team helps, right?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
I'm excited for teams that aren't even going to make the playoffs. Like, dude, OKC is going to be fun.
No.
They have like 3 7-footers.
Can't get behind it.
That's pretty. That's
Chet
that's
Holmgren looks like shit.
No, he doesn't. He's been
doesn't.
crushing it in the summer league.
If it's the worst competition ever.
Who cares?
This is
He's going to
League-
put on muscle. He's
It's
going to be
Sean
big.
Bradley. No, he's not going to put on muscle.
He's playing dudes who were better than the people he played against in college, and he's.
Yeah, and you have Shea there. Like, yeah, that's going to be a fun team.
I'm actually.
Chet Holmgren's going to break his wrist first
if you, look, if
week
you're-
of the season.
If you're worried about injuries with Chet Holmgren, that's fair. But his length, like that is most draft picks, even in the top 5, end up being fucking nothing. Like you'll be lucky to get like a 10-year serviceable good player out of that. And his length alone, assuming he stays healthy, pretty much guarantees that he's going to be a good NBA player.
He looks like Sean Bradley's brother.
Sean Bradley was a good NBA player.
Oh my god, dude.
Motherfucker was in Space Jam.
No, he was in Space Jam as a joke. Like that's the joke of like he was the joke. Do you remember he got dunked over and over, and then that became the running bit of like, can we dunk over Sean Bradley? That was his only purpose in the NBA.
He was a fine NBA player. Like
God.
fine.
What's Sean Bradley's stats here? I would love to know them. Same with like Manute Bol. Did you think Manute Bol was a fucking rad player?
He got the job done. Like he's obviously like he's not fucking Shaq, but like he did the job.
Sean Bradley's 8.1 points, 6.3 rebounds, 2.5 blocks.
For a career.
Sometimes it's all
2.5
about
blocks.
potential, okay?
2.5 blocks would put you, like right now, would put you in the running for Defensive Player of the Year, if that means anything.
Do you know where Sean Bradley is now?
In Dallas, probably. Isn't that where he
Well, he went to
retired?
BYU, so
He's a quadriplegic.
What?
oh
Yep.
yeah, he has like crazy problems with
He got in a crash, and he's a
shit.
quadriplegic. So
That's not good.
no shit.
Yeah, he lives in Dallas,
Yeah.
which I was wrong and right, I suppose.
So that's where Sean Bradley is, and that's what's going to happen to Chet Holmgren because he's too small.
I don't think that's going to happen.
That's
to
the
Chet.
thinnest person I've ever seen. Next to Manute Bol, that's the thinnest human I've ever seen.
What about Bol?
Both. I think with Bol,
I actually
it's the
think
same
Bol
thing.
Bol's pretty good.
Bol's great.
He can shoot.
He needs.
have you watched him play? Like that is a
Yeah.
good bench guy for the Nuggets, man.
Dude, if Bol figures it out, watch out.
Yeah.
God,
Well, he's got to
dude.
figure out how to move not like a sloth. That's
Yeah.
the real problem, right?
Or
He's so large, he just moves
Slender
slow.
man.
How do you? So Tatum and Durant are both wings.
Yeah.
What team have we seen ever where 2 wings on the same team has been successful? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, this is
Like,
probably you could call this maybe a better version or a similar version, I guess, based on skill. But the Bucks just won with their 2 best players basically being wings.
Middleton and Giannis. Yeah.
Giannis is a true center.
I mean, the Miami Heat with
He's a
Wade and
complete center.
LeBron. 2 wings.
Yeah, 2 and a 3.
yeah.
I don't know.
4.
Wade's. I don't know. I would call him a slashing 2, not a wing necessarily.
Yeah.
Wings.
But it's. I mean, that may be. Yeah, a banal distinction.
Chet Holmgren. I'm going to get you a fucking Chet Holmgren
I'll,
jersey.
you know what?
Westbrook is probably. If you're going to call fucking
Wade
him
a wing.
Westbrook
Yeah.
plays like a wing as well. I mean, it's a slasher. But only one of those teams won a title, and that team had LeBron James on it.
Yeah, well, LeBron was also on everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, he's still on everything.
He
I think.
should be.
Yeah, probably.
Well, no, he was walking around like that was like
No,
280
he
LeBron.
rides his bicycle.
All
So big.
every
know, he's
professional
huge.
athlete should be on every drug known to man.
Yeah.
So we can see the best possible
Just not
performance.
fighters.
100%.
No, fuck that.
Fighters
No,
shouldn't
fuck
be
him.
on
Let's see it. No, let's see it. Let's see all of them on it.
I want to see dudes.
I want to see a head
I
fully
wanna see
ripped off
that.
someone's body.
Yeah,
I want to see an eye pulled out.
Obviously, all those fights have to happen in Dubai or like Yemen or something. But yeah, it can get done.
I mean, the Saudis
or
could buy
Qatar.
it, yeah.
Qatar or whatever.
100%. 100%. We'll switch on over to football here. Training camp has started, and Deshaun Watson is playing. Yeah. There's been no decision for Deshaun Watson. When is this going to come, and why let him start training camp? I don't really get it.
I heard Thursday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did you hear? How many games?
No speculation on that. It's so the woman that's in charge of handing out the punishment, this is her first assignment.
Oof.
And
Fun.
and she's a woman that was hired in between the beginning of the investigation and now, so probably going to be the rest of his goddamn life, right?
Yeah.
And the bigger question to me isn't what punishment the league is going to try to levy. It's what, if any, leverage the Players Association has to try to protect them from that.
Or if they
or
will.
If it will, right.
Like Trevor, saw Trevor Bauer, who the players, I mean, his union, say what you want about Trevor Bauer, even if you think he's like fully fucking guilty, same with Deshaun Watson. Like, the union's supposed to protect their fucking, like they're supposed to fight for you pretty much no matter what you did. Also, I'm sure Deshaun Watson like did this shit or whatever, but like, he's not going to get convicted of anything, right?
No.
So
Maybe
like
some civil cases.
how much
Pay some people
can
off.
you
Yeah,
really
he already did.
do?
Well, I'm sure there are conversations right now, right? So it's like between the woman who's in charge of levying the punishment and the owners and Goodell and all this stuff, and maybe even the Players Association, to be honest, if it's not collusion. But the conversation has to be, if we hammer this dude, what happens the next time somebody does something that's not technically a crime, but it offends somebody sexually somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you make a pass at somebody and they're like, oh, that's wrong. And then they report you and it becomes a big thing on ESPN. How many games you get then?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is a fucking super dangerous situation they're getting themselves into with a bunch of very wealthy young people who do a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like rich frat boys.
It is literally
Yeah.
like if you just gave a bunch of like every frat on campus was only not millionaires because of their dads, but like then they in their bank account just all fucking.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't hold people accountable, but the NFL has never at any point in its history done that.
Yeah,
And they're going to start now.
What do you think it is? What is your gut?
I think he's getting a year.
I think it's a year. I've heard talks of 8 games, half the season, which I don't know how you give Calvin Ridley an entire year suspension for $1,500.
They might give him the Florida State Jameis first half of the first game.
Yeah. Gambling's different, though. You can't lump those in.
No,
But,
it's sexual assault.
like Ray Rice didn't get banned from football. The league, everybody just agreed not to hire him ever again. Right.
Right, but the Browns are 250 in,
Yeah.
so they've got to figure it the fuck out. They signed Josh Rosen yesterday.
he plays.
He's finally going to get a shot.
No.
Look, this will be the best.
Chosen Rosen, let's
This will
go.
be the best team Josh Rosen's ever been on the field with.
Yeah.
But Jacoby Brissett is probably going to be the starter.
What if
I
he
agree.
I agree. I just want I want someone to like Kurt Warner it. Like I want a nobody, like practically a hobo.
Minshew would be great for this team.
Dude from like the USFL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
dude.
fucking dude for the Philly Stars or whatever they are.
Minshew would be great for this team. He'll be great for the Eagles when he's starting this year.
He's not starting.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he will. He'll come in third or fourth game.
Jalen's our guy.
They got a ton of wide receiver talent there.
You can tell how much I believe that, right? Jalen's our guy.
No, he sure isn't.
Speaking of quarterbacks, so ESPN on Get Up this morning did a thing. If you were going to start your team with your franchise with one player, who would you choose? 3 out of the 4 people chose Josh Allen.
What?
Of today's NFL?
No.
How old is Allen right now?
It's Pat Mahomes.
He's 25.
Full fucking stop.
Right, yeah.
Nah, Mahomes going to get exposed.
The guy
this
who
year.
didn't, the dude who didn't choose, it was that dude that's a former exec from the Jets. I can't remember his name. But the guy who didn't choose Allen chose Justin Herbert.
No, fuck that. I will say, I think Mahomes going to get exposed when he doesn't have Tyreek Hill now.
I think so too.
I think he got bailed out a lot by Tyreek.
Yep.
And
First off, I don't even think Tyreek was the most important weapon that he had.
No, Kelsey was definitely the most important. But
no.
This is the question though. If Mahomes tries to continue playing like he did when Tyreek Hill is there, he's going to fail badly. But what you should expect if he makes the proper adjustment is for his average completion number to come down a little bit. like towards the
Yards
7.5.
per attempt, yeah.
Yards per catch or attempt, yeah. But you should expect that to come down from, I think it was 8.5 to down to 7.5. But you should expect his completion percentage to go up 2 points, 3 points, maybe. That's what
Drinkin and
success for
Dunkin.
Patrick Mahomes will look like this year.
So this is the first time I'm hearing this because I didn't see this morning. My initial gut reaction is Josh Allen. It really is.
So he's been in the league since 2018, I think,
Something
or
like that.
19.
Yeah.
He's been hit 800 times.
Big boy.
Well, he runs.
I don't give a fuck about
Yeah,
that.
he runs.
He's been hit 800 times.
Yep. He runs a lot.
He's
and
getting hit 200 times per season.
Also, I would
Not
say
good.
Steve Young used to do that
Yeah.
same thing.
if you're gonna pick Josh Allen over Mahomes, maybe wait until Josh Allen actually beats Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Well, but it's the team you're on.
All
And
right.
you can't do anything about that, right?
What was it, 12 fucking seconds, Rob?
That was the most incredible fucking final drive or whatever that
was
I've
not-
ever fucking
who
seen.
was the guy that did it? It was Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. But
Who
it
was
was,
throwing him the ball?
it was a
And it wasn't him.
complete collapse.
One of those plays was to Kelsey. That was Mahomes engineering that out of his fucking
No,
asshole.
that was a
We'll find
complete
out this
collapse
year.
by the Bills defense.
The
That
good
was-
news is
And
we'll
everyone
find out
but
this year. No, but the good news is we'll find out this year. What I've always disliked about the Chiefs is they are great. They should have beat every opponent by 50
they should
points.
be a dynasty.
They wasted
Even
at
in the
least
Super Bowl.
one more Super Bowl
Yep.
win.
Remember in the Super Bowl, they were down by 10 with 7 minutes left, and they still covered an 8-point spread. He plays when he wants to play. I don't enjoy that as much as Josh Allen. Josh Allen balls out every single goddamn play, which is why he's been hit 800 times.
Well, Mahomes plays the game like it's a video game, which is super exciting. People love him for it. And when you're that talented, surrounded by that amount of talent, you're going to win more than you're going to lose
in the
100%.
second half.
How about the quarterback that was just in the Super Bowl?
Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow.
I think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback that's come out of the draft since Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, talent-wise, he's the best. One of the best I've ever
Talent-wise.
seen.
I'm concerned with Aaron right now.
Yeah, he's
I think he's.
But here's-
yeah.
He's going
Aaron's-
off the deep end.
Aaron's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's hanging out with Aubrey now.
Yeah.
It's
Yep,
over.
It's over.
Aaron's
I
gone.
agree.
Aubrey who?
Aubrey Marcus.
Oh boy,
What in the last
he's on the mushrooms.
how many Devils threesomes do you think Aaron Rodgers has had in the last
In
2
the
years?
offseason?
Oof.
A couple, at least.
18.
Yeah.
Over under.
Like
18,
he's been in the room while another man is having sex with a woman, like
Yeah.
just like smoking a hookah or something. I don't know what they do, but
Yeah.
This is a question for the
TMT.
group. What is the quarterbacks? Like, if you had to boil their job down to one sentence, what is their job?
Leader.
Baller.
win. That's
There it is.
Yeah.
Win. Why is Tom Brady the best quarterback ever?
As he wins.
Because he was willing to hand the ball off. That's why. And when it came time to throw the ball, he threw the ball as well. And he took one season for himself.
Yeah.
Threw 50 fucking touchdowns, right?
We got Randy.
Didn't win. And then he was like, fuck that. I'm going back to handing the ball off.
Yeah.
He is the best professional football player ever because of knowing my limitations and using the team that's around me.
Well, knowing your strengths and weaknesses and being honest about it. He's never been the guy that's going to wing it fucking 70 yards.
And it's the reason that Aaron Rodgers is kind of a fucking joke, to be honest. Like I think he's probably the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
But if he finishes with one championship, what's the long-lasting memory of Aaron Rodgers?
One more than Dan Marino.
Look, he's just trying to find himself, okay?
Well, like I look at Brett Favre, who's got one, but Favre every fucking game, that guy played his ass off, and he wanted to
Well,
win.
He's a complete liability.
You don't
too.
ever see. I don't want that to get out. Rodgers doesn't take plays off. He just believes in himself so much that he thinks he can win every single game. You know what I mean?
Also, go through his playoff record and see how many of those games were his fault. Not many.
Well,
No, it was
I can
Not
tell
many.
you that
A lot
game
of
in
it is the
snow,
defense that falls apart last drive.
Yeah, and if you
that
see
game in the snow that I lost $2,000 on, that was his fucking
Yeah,
fault.
for sure. But if you look at Favre's playoff losses, almost all are his fault.
Oh,
and
yeah.
look, it's because the team wasn't as good as it needed to be, and he had to fucking go do some extra shit. But I guess you can debate that.
I mean, he is definitely a victim of basically terrible team building and not great.
You're talking
coaching.
about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, 100%.
And he took too much money, and now they don't have any left.
Take your money.
What wide receivers did they skip over to draft that fucking Utah State quarterback last year or 2 years
Yeah,
ago?
and also
Jordan Love, yeah.
the salary cap is a lie.
a literal lie.
Like, look at the Rams. Look what the Rams do every fucking year. They can't afford a player, and they somehow Odell Beckham Jr. Boom.
It's
there
hard
we
to
go.
imagine the Rams not winning again. Like they're going to have some injuries or bad luck, right? Because they were clearly the best team in the NFL last year.
And now their defense got better.
They're better.
Yeah. Their defense got better this year.
Winning back-to-back is tough.
His shoulder might be popping out.
Their defense is so good. I don't know if it matters as long as they have a good running back. We'll find out. The NFC is weak this year.
The NFC is weak, yeah. Rodgers is such a disappointment to me because, again, it's like watching Michael Jordan had he refused to pass to John Paxson and Steve Kerr for those 3-point shots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is to me. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Who do you like in the NFC then?
The Rams?
Tampa.
Tampa's
good.
Yeah.
It's a week,
Tampa's
but here's
good.
the thing. The NFC is weak. I go with the Rams. AFC is stacked. If this is the year to do it, it's Josh Allen. It's the Bills. And I think they're the favorite, I believe, on mybookie.com.
Sweet, I'm laying the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Denver, man. I'm telling you.
With Russell Wilson.
I'm pretty asleep on Denver.
What's that?
I said I'm pretty asleep on Denver.
Yeah, Jerry
Like as a
Jeudy.
city or
All of it.
All of it.
I don't care what their coaching's awful.
That's true.
bring back
real
Gary.
Who?
Bring back Gary Kubiak.
I know.
Yeah.
This is the last even remotely competent coach they had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their coaching situation is just fucking dog
Who's their
shit.
fucking coach now? Is it still-
Exactly.
It's another dude.
It's not-
It's
As soon
some
as-
black dude.
And I'm not,
I don't know his name.
I'll be totally honest. Part of me is just saying this because they fucked up Drew Lock so bad. But as soon as he got drafted there, I was like, people are going to think he's a joke.
That's an
And
Elway thing, I think.
What?
I think it's more of an Elway problem.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Elway's a horrible at running that team as well. Like bad front office, so he probably hires shitty coaches. But yeah, there's nothing.
Do you
good.
think Homeboy gets rehabilitated in Seattle?
I don't even
No,
know.
that seems terrible.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hope he gets to go somewhere else. I hope he just kind of does whatever this year, gets to go somewhere else, and I don't know, somebody's leg
I mean,
breaks.
Seattle's a pretty good team-building organization, so there's a chance in 3 or 4 years, 2 or 3 years rather, that
Carroll's so old, though, he might check out.
he's got to leave. He's 74, right?
Yeah.
Or
He's not
77.
going to be there long.
I mean, I think the 49ers will be in the mix.
With Trey Lance?
Well, that's another question. Where's Jimmy G going? I've heard rumors that Cleveland wants him, but they don't want to trade anything for him.
Well, so he's requested that his agent is to be allowed to contact other teams for a trade destination. So that's what they're doing now, and that is Jimmy G's people. So they're fine with moving him. They've got to find a deal for it. This Deshaun Watson decision fucks over a lot of people because they need the goddamn answer, because I think some other dominoes will fall with that. Jimmy G being one of those guys, and then I'm not sure, man, because I don't think Trey Lance is probably the dude. I don't know. It's a strange situation up in what's going on in San Francisco. What's going on in San Francisco?
Well, they also haven't re-signed Deebo Samuel yet, and he doesn't want to be there.
I know it's a weird sitch up there. I have nothing on that team.
It's super weird because Deebo Samuel's not as nearly as valuable anywhere else than he is in San Francisco because of the way they use him.
Yes.
Like if he just goes anywhere else, he's going to be a slot receiver, and that's it.
But I just trust Kyle Shanahan. I just trust him.
Until the playoffs.
Until
right?
the
Until
playoffs.
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
But-
until the Super Bowl. The other name that's out there right now that not a lot of people are talking about, I would love to have this guy, is DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf has requested to be
He drops
traded.
the ball a lot.
I was gonna say, yeah, doesn't he have just fucking bricks
He's got
for
the
hands?
same problem that CeeDee Lamb
take
has.
it.
I
He
mean,
drops the
T.O.
ball.
had
Yeah.
that problem.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll take it, man. That guy's an athletic freak.
He's a freak, yeah.
And he is really goddamn good. So we'll see what happens. The Chicago mayor, by the way, proposes a dome for Soldier Field, which is wild to me.
That's-
Have you guys been there?
Yeah. For football, that doesn't make any sense. The mayor of Minneapolis needs to put a dome over the fucking Twins Stadium so they stop
yeah.
getting snowed out of games. Baseball, you shouldn't get snowed out of a fucking baseball game.
I mean, dude, and by the way, like a retractable roof is no longer like crazy
no,
technology.
it's the same everywhere you go.
Wimbledon slapped 3 onto fucking like 100-year-old stadiums.
Yeah.
It's not that fucking hard. As soon as I heard that, I mean, Tucker Field was built years ago, but as soon as I heard that, I was like, are they fucking
Build
kidding?
every stadium under an aquarium.
Under an aquarium?
That would be fun.
And then
So you
you
could
can
see it.
the animals.
Yeah, you could see that. Would
They
be a
they
fun
have one,
thing.
I think, in Dubai.
I'm going to kill everybody.
I think it's
in
a
this one
tennis.
place.
It'd be
You guys are
great.
calm down.
What's
tennis court.
calming?
What's going to happen is that like Vlad Guerrero Jr. hits a fucking rocket pop-up, and then everyone is
Great
killed.
whites.
Yeah.
Great white sharks
Or
come out
Aaron
of the sky.
Judge, who, by the way,
Yeah.
so Aaron Judge hit a ball 2 days ago, 131 fucking miles per hour.
Yep.
I think
Unbreakable glass.
The previous record, I believe, was 125.
Yeah, it was what he's got, 37 home runs he's got?
Yeah, he's hit 4 in the past week, which now has him back on pace for 60 this season.
131 is like about what John Isner averages on a serve.
Serve, yeah.
So,
But it's a baseball.
yeah, I know. It's fucking terrifying.
If Judge were to break the record of 61,
Yeah.
which I still consider the real record,
No, fuck that.
but do they have a ceremony for him?
Yes.
The Yankees
Well,
do.
he plays for the Yankees, so of course they will,
Yeah.
The Yankees are if anyone is any team, any baseball fan is going to be a cunt about the 61.
It's the Yankees.
It's the fucking Yankees fans because they're like, that's our record.
Yeah. And under other circumstances, if it were like, let's just say a left-hander that doesn't necessarily hit 50 home runs every single year got hot in Yankee Stadium and broke that record, there should be an asterisk next to that because that field is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
But he's not hitting wall scrapers. This dude's crushing
Right.
every single home run that he hits. Any ball that scrapes the wall is a line drive that's scraping it this way, not this way. So it would be great for baseball for him to do that, to be honest.
Plus, he's just like that like prototypical like slugger that everybody
and he's
likes.
also an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah. He's going to get all the money in the offseason.
He should get I would give him a 7-year contract, probably worth $40 million. Like he stays in
40
really
apiece a year?
Yeah,
Okay.
He stays in really good shape.
And that'll lead me to this one. Where does Juan Soto end up?
I mean,
Who can afford that contract?
nobody.
Well, technically all of them, but
Yeah, that's true. If you're willing to pay the tax,
Yeah. they all have the money.
any major market team could get him. Right? It's just a matter of, do you want to give up what they want? So they want 2 major league players
Okay.
plus 2 major league ready minor league players plus something else, and the something else
of your
is
farm.
either out of your farm system, like some guys that are getting really close to being ready, and they also the word on the street now is they want somebody to take the last year of Patrick Corbin's contract, which is dog shit, and he's got like a 6 ERA.
Right. But I mean, they would just take it and pay
Cut
him
him
a D if they
immediately,
cut
yep.
him. Yeah.
So a lot of people are mentioning the Mets in this for Juan Soto. They have the money. They've been buying everybody. Why not? I mean,
They don't have anybody to send in return. Like, they have farm players, but they don't have any players at the major league level that would make sense to send back.
Also, do you trade inside of the division? That doesn't make sense, right?
for the Nationals, if you get rid of Juan Soto, you're clearly starting over.
Yeah, but he's 23 years old. Do you want to face him 23 times a year
I
for the
definitely
rest of your
do
life?
not. But
Yeah.
but I don't know what the market is for this guy because I don't know who can afford this guy.
Anyone can. I mean, I really like any
Why
of the major
can't the
market-
Braves? Right? Let's just
They
take
can.
Oh, they can, yeah. But the
So
Braves,
why not?
So
I don't want to give up what we'd have to give up.
yeah, the Braves would have to give up Michael Harris a second and Spencer
Minor
Strider. for him.
leaguers.
Okay.
These are not those are not minor leaguers. These are dudes who are both going to win Rookie of the Year or
Yep.
could win Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
Strider and Harris are too good, and I wouldn't give that up. And then we'd have to give up some pretty good minor, and our farm's pretty barren also, so we'd be giving up
Well, the farm,
the
the
only
people
people we have left.
in the pitching category, our farm is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted Bryce Elder, Tucker Davidson, either one of those or both of those guys that are good pitchers, that would be fine. The other problem is the next best, in my opinion, the next best guy on that list for the Braves is a kid named Grissom, and he's
Vaughn Grissom, right? The shortstop.
He's gonna be their shortstop in 24 probably. I think they'll either re-sign Dansby. I don't think they'll be able to re-sign him to a 1 year because he wouldn't take that. I wouldn't.
No, he's already having his contract
Yeah.
year. Like he's going to get paid now.
He's probably gonna go to the fucking. I would have said the Yankees before this year, but that kid that they brought up, is pretty good. He's gonna go somewhere like that and get paid. And then the Braves will get a 1 year rental for next year and then fucking bring that kid up. But if they were to trade that kid, Grissom, and some of their pitchers and things like that, but there's no way I would trade Harris. I wouldn't trade Harris for Soto straight up, to be honest. Because Harris plays Soto is going to be one of the best hitters in baseball for the next 10 years, but Harris is going to be one of the top 25 hitters sometime soon, and he's going to be the number 1 center fielder.
Even I don't know if he's going to be top 25, but even if he's top like 50, the defense is so good.
Like he's the best center fielder in baseball already, in my opinion.
Okay.
He's so they actually drafted him as a pitcher. He throws 100 miles per hour. So that plus he runs. I don't know what his 60-yard time was, but it's not. He's fast as fuck. He gets great reads on the ball. You never see him make mistakes. He's Andrew Jones, but he's left-handed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I wouldn't trade him for Soto straight up.
So if you were to bet, where does he end up? Where does Soto end up?
San Diego is the word on the street right now, but I don't know who the fuck they're sending back.
I mean, I'd be fine with San Diego. San Diego, I actually don't know. I'm just going to talk out of my ass there. My guess would be San Diego, the Mets, or the Yankees. If I had to pick.
How did the Yankees afford all that?
How do they ever?
Yeah.
Well, they may trade for Soto and pay luxury tax on this season and then fucking not re-sign homeboy.
Stanton?
No.
Judge.
That wouldn't be the worst move, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
Judge is a better defender and in the same position, but
He's 5 years older, right?
He's not a great defender. He's older and
More injury prone.
That right fucking field porch in Yankee Stadium with Juan Soto.
He's breaking records.
He might hit 60 home runs in that fucking stadium.
And another reason they would do it this year in particular is the Yankees fans and the Yankees are getting really antsy about the fact that they haven't won a World Series in a while.
Yeah.
Since 2009, which for them is
Don't remind me.
a long ass time for the Yankee. Like they really are. Like there's getting to be a sense of urgency with them, or there is already. Between that and they believe they got fucked out of the 2017 World Series, which because the Astros cheated.
Banging trash cans.
Yeah, but that still assumes they beat the Dodgers, which is a pretty hefty assumption. I think the Yankees have a really good chance. And then the Mets always have a sense of urgency to fucking do something. But the Mets, I think, have fallen off because they're making all these tiny little additions.
Yeah.
They're not.
They traded for
Vogelback. Just Google, pull up Vogelback from the Pirates, now Mets. The fattest man I've ever seen play professional baseball.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He actually scored on a single from second base last night, and it looked like, remember in '92, Francisco Cabrera hits a single to left field, Barry Bonds picks it up, throws it to home, and Sid Bream's running. It seemed like he was running in quicksand. Vogelbach looks like that when he's just breathing. It's rough. Like he's that dude.
What position does he play in real life?
He DHs and plays first base.
Okay.
But he's going to be sometime within 2 to 3 years after he retires from baseball. That dude's going to lose a foot to diabetes.
Holy shit, dude.
That's a good picture of him.
That's actually like
you can't see his gut.
Flattering. See if you can find him at bat. Like, I mean, he makes John Kruk look like live.
That's insanity, man.
I think
Fucking
if I'm the Yankees, I'm willing to give up Stanton for,
my God.
for Juan Soto.
And this is why baseball's not a sport.
Look at that athlete.
It's like Prince Fielder started binge eating.
Yeah, fuck.
Look at that picture of pain on his face. That's just him lightly jogging to the dugout.
Yep. My God, that's a huge man. What are his stats? Any good? Is he any good?
He's like a low 200 hitter, but if you gave him 600 at bats, he'd probably hit 30 home runs. To be honest,
That's not very good.
No.
I mean
But it's fun.
That's the standard in Major League Baseball these days for a fucking that would be a $15 million a year player in baseball.
Bring
these
back
days.
Chris Davis.
Well,
195 and 40 home runs.
Just like the ultimate all or nothing guy.
Yeah. He was fun, wasn't he?
It was.
Yeah. I enjoyed it.
He was fun until it got sad.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then it was like
Then it got really sad.
He
What
went
was
like-
he 0 for 90 or something?
He
That was the craziest hitless
Yeah.
streak I've ever seen, I think. That was
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
It got in his head.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Speaking of that, this is the 1998 Braves.
Yep.
Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz,
Yep.
right? These are their season stats. 55 and 18 record, 249 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, and 10 shutouts. They had a combined 249 ERA for their three guys. Also, they had a 228 batting average.
And we still didn't win the World Series that year.
No,
We were
the
never gonna
Yankees
win the World
fucking
Series
lit our
that year.
ass up.
We lost to the Padres in the LCS, but that was
99 is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
the 98 Yankees are arguably probably like a top 5 baseball team of all time.
Yeah. And that'll lead me to the last one. They're doing a 30 for 30 on Jeter right now called The Captain. Are you guys watching it?
I'm waiting for them all to be out, and I'm going to binge it.
Okay.
It's propaganda. I don't want to watch it.
Jeter sucks. Fuck him.
Jeter.
If they gave him the same editorial control they gave Jordan over The Last Dance, then it's probably going to be iffy.
I love The Last Dance.
Yeah, no, it's great, but there's a lot of bullshit in there.
Yeah, but
It's propaganda.
It's propaganda. And if they don't address the fact that actually Derek Jeter sucked at defense, then I don't.
Check it out. Not good.
He made that one play in the series against Oakland. Where
against Oakland, yeah.
Yeah, and you know why that play worked?
Because it was he was in the wrong position. That's why it worked.
Well, that and because Jeremy Giambi is a fucking moron and didn't slide.
Yep.
All he had to do was slide.
Baltimore Oriole Derek Jeter does not get the stuff.
Tony Tarasco, remember that?
oh yeah.
No.
That,
I remember.
So Jeter, it was the '96 ALCS or ALDS maybe. He hits that Oppo home run and the fan grabs
That's
it.
Jeffrey Mayer.
That's Tony Tarasco is the former Braves player who was trying to catch it.
Yeah.
I don't even think
That was by the way, it's really funny that happened to the Yankees, and then Bartman happened to the Cubs, because it's the exact same thing. But of course, like, the good way happens to the Yankees, and the bad way happens to
the Cubs.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not even Derek Jeter that's really like annoying. It's just the fan base.
Jeter.
I
The
like
captain.
I never had a problem
New York.
with Jeter.
I just hate New York.
Yeah.
That's it. My problem's New York. Fuck New York.
I've
Look,
never
just
had
get
a
in your
problem
car
with
and
Jeter.
drive 2.5 hours north to a real city, okay?
Yeah, exactly. You need heroes. You need them. Like, Jeter seemed like a good guy. Whether or not he was off the field, it doesn't matter. Like,
I don't care about that.
he fit the mold. He's a winner.
He's
Nothing
one
to
of the
do.
most boring superstars I've ever watched.
Yeah, I mean, we want to bring this full circle. Molly Meatball, the real meatballs, the fucking North Jersey meatballs, the fucking New York meatballs that are just always just like, oh, my captain. Like,
He's a fucking captain.
Jeter, last at bat for Jeter. What happened?
I don't know. He didn't make the playoffs.
Game-winning hit.
didn't make the playoffs.
But he had the game-winning hit. Everybody was there. Everybody went home with a fun story.
You're right that everyone went home.
He
Roberto
did, like-
Clemente's last hit was his 3,000th. That's a better story.
Well, no, that plane hit in the ground.
True.
Nailed it.
That's not a hit, though.
Well, it
Hit the ground. Yeah. Of course, we're on something dark today. Why not? Why not? But I watched the first one. It was fun. The one I'm looking forward to is when he starts to get into the A-Rod shit. And A-Rod is in it, by the way. I just saw the preview for
That's
3 and 4, and
that'll
that's
be
what I
fascinating.
really want to see.
I think it's going to be like they're playing some clips for promo. They're like hinting at maybe there's some kind of beef between them, and the beef between them will be like, oh yeah, it's this and that, but we're boys. That's what it's going to be. I promise you. It's.
I don't think they're friends.
No, they're not friends, but they're not going to fucking fully air out their laundry on ESPN.
Yeah,
Great
and
if
I
it's
mean,
outta here.
documentary is different from television, but like, if I recall from the last couple of years of watching the playoffs, like in the studio, A-Rod always like blows Jeter.
Yeah, because he fucked him over by sucking in the goddamn playoffs.
Yeah.
Who, A-Rod?
Yeah.
A-Rod didn't fucked over A-Rod?
No, A-Rod fucked over
Yeah.
Jeter.
That 2009 year they won the
The
World
2009 year was good. But
A-Rod
Right,
was
but there
a
was
god
4
tier.
other.
But
there was
leading
4
up to
other-
that?
yeah. He never showed up.
he
in
was the
playoffs.
Clayton Kershaw of hitters
Yes.
up until then.
He sure was.
Then he showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he finally showed
he
up.
got a chip.
Well, did he show up or did his dealer show up? Like either one.
way, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So, in other sports news, before we get out of here, a chess-playing robot, and I consider chess to be a sport.
It is a sport.
If you're going to call golf a sport,
You
then
can
chess
bet.
is a
You
fucking
can bet
sport.
on it in my book. You
There's
can bet
been
on chess.
playing robots forever now.
No,
Yeah,
but not like
that's-
this one.
No,
A
this
chip-
one has an arm.
Yeah.
You're thinking
Yeah.
of chess playing computers.
Yeah,
and
not
then
a computer. This
Some
is-
some flesh puppet has to move.
This has a fucking.
This is a
arm,
robot.
dude.
So, chess-playing robot broke a boy's finger during a match in Russia last week.
Good.
Yeah.
This is the president, Sergei Lazarev, president of the Moscow Chess Federation, which is a big one, by the way. They take it pretty seriously over there. He said, a robot broke a child's finger. This is, of course, bad. That was his statement.
That's one of the most Russian things I've heard.
Well, that's Russia, you know?
But here's the description.
That's going to happen then.
He says the robot was rented by us. It has been exhibited many places by specialists for a long time. Apparently, the operators overlooked some flaws. The child made a move, and after that, it is necessary to give time for the robot to respond, but the boy hurried. The robot grabbed him and broke his finger.
Appropriate. If it's a Russian robot, that's...
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't say where
Par for the course.
the robot was
I
built.
think it wasn't reaching for a piece and accidentally grabbed the boy. I think it was upset with the way the boy was, like the boy's.
I agree.
Was the robot
Etiquette.
hijacked by Ukraine?
We don't know.
That's another
We'll
good
never
question
know that
to ask.
answer.
Where was Zelensky?
Where was Zelensky? Ask yourself that. Where was Zelensky?
I want to
that
know more about the robot.
time? I do too. I hope there's got to be video of this, I would imagine, right?
Oh, I hope so.
Do your own research.
We will. Because tomorrow, if we have video of the robot breaking this kid's finger, we'll have it on
there
Drinkin'
might
Bros.
be. There might be.
Yes. We'll save it for tomorrow. Save it for Drinkin' Bros tomorrow. Right now, you can go to mybookie.com and double your deposit up to $1,000 with the promo code Drinkin' Bros. Bet with us or against us. Heisman Trophy odds are out. National Championship odds are out for college football, as well as spreads. For the first 2 weeks of the season, they are all out for college football right now on mybookie.com. We'll be doing a college football preview show that'll air next week. It's here, kids. We're about 5 weeks away from football. Let's fucking go. Thanks for joining us. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also go to Spotify. Just leave a 5-star. That's all you have to do there. That's all the advertisers care about. For D'Anthony Holloway, Delco Dan, Hot Bob, Papa Giorgio, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.